Hey everybody, it's Uncle Wayne. We're back with the Firefighters Chalkboard. We are still chipping away with the Fools Podcast Bash. And we're still in March. We're going to keep on going as long as it can go. We'll go into April if we need to. If you have a Fools chapter that has not come on and let the world know about your chapter, hit me up, give me a DM. We will get you on here. Everybody listening on Spotify and YouTube, click like, hit that subscribe button. Let us know that we're being heard, and let us know what you're wanting to hear from. If you got special guests you want us to try to hunt down, let us know. We'll do our best to break up some conversations about doing the job. Tonight we have got the Dirty Bay Fools on. The other day we had the space. Was it space?
Space City.
Bay
Space
City.
City Cool. It was space something.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because I remember the space shuttle on the patch. It was pretty cool.
Hmm.
They're on the north end of Houston. These guys are on the south end, so we covering the big city on both sides. Guys,
That's
go
right.
ahead and introduce yourself tonight.
Yeah, Shane, you want to start it off?
Yeah, so my name's Shane Bridges. I'm the vice president, newly appointed by my counterpart here of the Dirty Bay Fools. Been with them for a little while now, ever since the first chapter started, and then re-upped again after Space City kind of went to the north side. So,
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Marshall Boyd. I am in the new president of the organization. Been in that role for probably about just 6 months or so. Shane and I are both career firemen that have been doing this for 20 plus years or so, and so yeah, both have career jobs and dabble in the volunteer space as well. So we do it for a living, and it's our job and our hobby and our passion and all that stuff too. So we couldn't stay away from the fools as well.
That is great. I mean, and primarily that's most of the guys that have anything to do with pools. They kind of live, eat, breathe it. I mean, they can't get enough of the fire service. They love it to death. They want to be a Fools member, get out and train more and everything else. And you guys got some pretty good numbers in your chapter too.
Yeah, we've had the down and dirty story basically is there's a motivated group from the area that decided there was a fool's void in our area. There was just no one was doing anything. No one really knew about it, hadn't heard about it, and they just started to put together a chapter um, from some of the larger departments in our area, excluding the city of Houston. And they did that about 6 months before mask mandates and social distancing. I don't know if you guys remember that whole thing. So they put together an the Dirty Bay Fools, and then the pandemic hit, and it just kind of squashed all the momentum and kind of put a lid on the whole thing for probably close to 2 years
Yeah.
until they could kind of pick up some steam and kind of get going again. And so yeah, that's kind of where we slowly started getting involved. They started their process was basically 3 quarterly trainings and then end the year with a hands-on training or a conference. That was kind of their how they set up. So 3 free for anyone to come quarterly meetings slash trainings, and then they ended 2023 with Nozzle Forward, ended 2025 with Nozzle Forward, or 2024, excuse me, with Nozzle Forward. And that's about when the group said, "Man, we think it's run the course for us." This was the original e-board. They'd been through the pandemic. They'd been keeping this thing alive, and it's when they kind of started reaching out to some of us who were just kind of organically getting more involved and saying, "Would you guys like to really try to take this thing over and keep it going?" And that's where guys like Shane and myself were like, absolutely, like we think there's a huge need and want for this in our area, and so we're excited to get involved.
Well, that is good. And I will be the first to say, you know, you guys doing what you're doing with the numbers you've still got is a testament of how into it your members are to make it through COVID, still be as strong as they are. Because COVID crippled everybody, where you couldn't go do anything and everything else. And um, to keep it going and then still be planning. So whenever we can rip the mask off and actually go put a hose line back in our hand and do some training, that shows the dedication to truly perfecting the craft and being better at what we do and some of the big missions of what the pools actually are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. We got a really motivated group. Our sort of new revamped e-board consists of 2 original members from sort of two of the larger departments in our area, Baytown and Pearland, and then 4 new e-board members. Shane and myself are 2 of those new members, and then another captain from the city of Pearland, David Hefner, and Jordan Scott, a fireman out of Galveston. So that's kind of rounding out the group, and it's just a motivated group that love the train and love the fools and love the fire service, as most of these guys do that come on your show. But we're just excited to kind of take it to the next level, so to speak.
Yeah. So what have you guys got planned as far as training things coming up? Because everybody knows springtime is whenever we really all, everybody's had cabin fever. We're ready to get out and start doing some training. That's where all the little conferences start kicking off and all that. So what have you guys got coming up?
Shane,
Go
you
ahead,
want to go? Or... Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do all the
Go ahead,
talking here.
bud.
So yeah, we basically have decided to keep that same model kind of moving forward. So we have sort of pre-planned quarterly training / meetings that we are going to continue doing, and then maybe round out the year with something a little bit bigger. So our next quarterly training's on March 28th, the end of this month, where we do it's kind of like a tactics on tap,
That's what I was, yeah.
that kind of idea. Yeah, we have a great relationship with a local establishment called Chicken and Pickle. I'm not sure if that's something anyone's ever heard of, but pickleball is all the craze down here where we're at, and so it's one of these giant bar restaurant pickleball court, just kind of a modern looking. They got event spaces and multiple bars, and it's a cool big space. And so they've been really cool, and we're fortunate that they've provided us basically any of the event space we would like to use in this facility for free 4 times a year. And so we get the big conference room, and we let we have the instructors come in, and we do, again, like the tactics on tap, food, drinks, live presentations. We've done some hybrid demos, and yeah, it's been great. The last 3 or 4 trainings, we have numbers over 50 in attendance, and so yeah, things are growing, and that's the next sort of scheduled thing we have on the calendar.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of piggyback on Marshall there. Marshall was able to establish a ton of great relationships with local businesses such as Chicken and Pickle, and then Boondoggles Pub down there in Seabrook, Nassau Bay, right there on the line. But one of the biggest things that you talked about, Wayne, was having a group of members that is so passionate and invested and engaged. One of the things that Marshall and I had talked about quite a bit was not only are the members engaged, but the local talent that we have around us and are able to bring in at either little cost or no cost to be able to put these classes on, and just the amount of resources that we're able to get for free to be able to use to teach these classes. It's been a huge help, because, we can talk about bringing, instructors in from other states or from the outside, such as like Nozzle Forward and stuff like that. There's a huge cost associated with that. Now, mind you, I've brought Nozzle Forward to our department twice, and great cadre, love each and every one of those guys. But we're still a smaller chapter, but being able to utilize that local talent and really pick the brains of all those in the departments that are around us has been huge and been extremely beneficial.
Oh yeah, because one thing I will say that is common around a lot of the Fools chapters is when you do your quarterly, your tactics on tap, things like that. it gives the local guys a chance to stretch their legs, get out, teach some of the stuff they're passionate about. It helps them get their A game on. And a lot of times we were talking about it actually in the one we recorded last night was it helps them find their voice sometimes, because a lot of times we've got really good local talent around us that just never had a voice to be able to go out and present to other places. And a lot of times it lets them cut their teeth and get used to, teaching or public speaking, things like that, and helps them get grounded to where they can go out and actually present some good material in other places. And then that's another big thing to be proud of when you look and say, hey, that guy is a member of my Fools chapter. He got started doing our quarterly Tactics on Tap, and now look at him. He's going out 2 and 3 states away teaching the stuff he used to teach us, and still coming back and doing stuff with the chapter. And that's a big thing to be proud of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that sort of almost new vision, so to speak. We've talked at length about really trying to identify and stand up and support and highlight, that talent, that local talent that maybe that people outside of our bubble haven't seen and heard. We're really fortunate again because we border the city of Houston, and so we are rich in talent in our area. And I'll be a little honest, when I first started getting involved, I thought you needed a big recognizable name to fill up a room. And so you don't have to look too far in our area to find big recognizable names. And so we were putting guys in front of these rooms each quarter, like Kyle Romagus and Clyde Gordon and Chris Del Bello and John Naniga and just guys who've taught all around the country, Larry DiCamillo, and selfishly, they were doing us a solid. They were coming down, and we thought that's what it took to fill the room up. But once we sort of decided to pivot a little bit, and to y'all's point, like, let's put guys in front of these rooms that people might never have heard their message before, but they're just as talented and just as knowledgeable and experienced. And we've seen a really incredible, kind of turnout and just response to that. So I'm excited to continue to do that in the future. And not that we're anything special in terms of identifying talent, but we're just going to let this homegrown, these guys in our area that are good at what they do, just get in front of the room and continue to, teach and preach and do the things that they do.
And there's nothing in the world wrong with that, because, nobody's going to know how to fight fire in your area of Texas other than people that live in your area of Texas. And there's some people that have done extra work and got the kinks, got the bugs out, whatever it is. And if they figured it out, it's a perfect time for them to be able to show it. It's like, you're not going, well, I'm not going to say not, but you're not going to get very few people from big metro areas that are really good with drafting. We'll say, or reward or supply operations and stuff.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times it is great. I mean, and in no way am I knocking anybody. I mean, I try to see as many people as I can see from the national circuit, from local circuits. I just love listening to people because you can learn something from anyone. But what's predominantly in your area is, it's good to have that local resources, because they know what works best. If you're going to have a topic, search around, find who's the best engineer we got around. That's who we want doing the talking about the next drafting thing, or and then you can utilize that talent. No, and don't get me wrong. I mean, there is so many great people that are on the circuit going around and have such a good message. But then, just like you said before, letting our local talent rise up to some, and letting them, and that might spark. I'm trying to talk straight tonight. It might be to where some of the people that were really gun shy on even trying to say, hey, I got this I'm trying to put together. But if they see more local talent doing it, they might be easier to approach you guys and say, hey, I've been thinking about this. What do you guys think about maybe doing a training session on? Kind of giving them access. And that's what they're trying to do. That was really long-winded for nothing.
No, it's hey, you're sitting with a bunch of long-winded individuals right here, so we'll do our best to keep it short and sweet. But no, I love that idea, and I think we have things we've talked about like uh we do like fireman speed dating where you could just come and work out. Like, hey, just give me 5, 10 minutes of a presentation you're working on. Just let's do everyone gets 15, 20 minutes of a presentation or an idea or something they're brainstorming, and we can just work. I want to put guys in front of the room and, like you said, get them out of their comfort zone and make them teach the things that we know that they're good at. It's only going to benefit them and those that are hearing it. So I'm excited about that stuff.
I really love that idea. For some reason, that just stuck with me. I'm sitting here writing notes to the side, kind of offhanding it, and it says fireman speed dating. I really love that
Yeah.
idea. Give me 10
Yeah.
minutes of the best thing you've got,
Yeah,
and then
that's right.
because that's 6 different things we can cover in an hour. Let's roll with
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really like that idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh man! So 3 quarterly trainings, big training at the end, big hoorah.
Mhm.
Any charitable events or anything you guys work with or working on or anything like that?
So we do have one, and he doesn't know about it yet. So, I mean, if he watches this, he's going to find out.
Uh-oh.
We're working on. So, Marshall mentioned one of our board members, Lieutenant David Hefner. He was diagnosed with cancer a few months back, and so one of the things that we're doing is utilizing that local talent to kind of put on a 1 day kind of come out and down and dirty, just back to the basics out at the Pearland Fire Department training field. What did we say? May 16th, right,
Yep.
Marshall? Okay, so May 16th, it'll be an all-day event where we're going to have plenty of 2x2s to destroy enforceable entry doors. We're going to have water mapping prop ready to go, so guys can flow some water and see what it actually does. Marshall and myself, and if he tries to dip out of it, I'm chasing him down. We're going to do a thermal imaging down and dirty training. Shout out to Insight Fire Training for letting us do that. Those guys are great. And then I think we had something else on tap. I can't remember off the top of my head because my notes aren't in front of me. But
I got you covered.
Okay.
Next one coming up, Chicken and Pickle, is going to be Chief Mark Campese.
Campese, yes sir.
Campese. Yep, I'm looking at it. I'm Facebook stalking you as we speak right now.
Yeah. And to be fair, we haven't published anything yet on the benefit.
On the benefit.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, like I said, that'll be in May on May 16th. We're working with vendors and stuff like that for lunches, but it's all going to be a benefit for Lieutenant Hefner, just with all the medical bills and everything that he's had.
Okay, now since I'm telling you, this is why one side of my face is shining. I'm actually.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I'm scrolling up and down right now. Now, is this close to you, or are you just trying to help for the barbecue fundraiser?
Yeah, so the
That's
Texas City
good
Fire
fit.
Department is right down the road. Yeah, Isaac,
Okay.
a fireman for Texas City. So yeah, he was hurt incredibly bad off duty in an accident and suffered all kinds of broken bones and has a long road to recovery and a lot of medical expenses. And so that his fire department, which is again right down the road from us, is putting together that barbecue benefit. So we're just trying to spread the word the best we can.
Okay, well, let me see what I can do to help a little bit. Everybody listening up, is for firefighter Isaac Neiman, right? And
That's right.
Neiman. I know none of us are really, or some might be around the Texas area, but if you are in the Texas greater Houston area, it's going to be at the Nestler Center Friday, March 20th, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. They're doing a barbecue dinner benefit and everything else. You can pre-order plates. They'll do, if you're in the local Houston area, they have delivery for orders of 15 or more. So if you guys are working on shift, there's no excuse not for the whole shift to go ahead and get lunch and have them deliver it to the firehouse. If you've got any kind of questions, or if you're out of state and you still want to see what you can do to help this brother that's been injured, Jason Grimm, okay, his number is 409-256-74. I don't have my glasses on. 7459. Text him. Find out what you can do to help this brother out. I mean, we've got a lot of people across the country, and if we can use this platform to help every brother in need, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. So, guys, this is your session. So, what else have we got?
So, the only thing I've got working right now is I'm working on the merchandise because we recently rebranded and kind of updated the patch and our logo. That was like herding cats when it comes to board members. And I'm looking at Marshall through my screen right now, and he knows it. But no, we rebranded, and so I'm working with a vendor right now to start getting a merch kind of website set up for members, and then anybody else that wants to access that. And so, one, it'll help our chapter out and kind of help us continue to build upon the foundation that was laid for us. But I know myself, when I go to Fools Bashes, I always try to support their chapter and get them squared away because, it's all for a good cause.
Yeah.
Wayne, you're in training and I'm in training. So that's one of the things that I firmly believe in is, offering it and keeping that tradition alive and keeping those that are engaged and, at least doing something.
In order to strike the iron, you got to keep the fire hot. I mean, the easiest way it is. And if you let them cool off, it's hard to get them fired back up. But
absolutely,
the one thing I will say, and I say it all the time, that you being part of the Fools and makes it where you're around a lot more like-minded individuals. It makes it to where everybody's just as passionate about the job. Everybody wants to make each other better. Because think about it. With your Fools chapter, it's not just one firehouse. There's tons of sandboxes everywhere up under that patch, right? And so that way, when you guys are doing your tactics on tap, you're doing your hot classes, your nozzle forward stuff like you've been doing and all. So that way, when you start running mutual aid with each other, guess what? I'm already used to training with these guys. I know what they're thinking. They know what I'm thinking. It just makes it all better. It makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a really nice mixture of career firefighters and combination and volunteer in our area, and so they're all showing up to these trainings, which is exciting. And we have literal fire chiefs sitting in the room, and we have brand new 6-month probationary volunteers in the room. So I love seeing the spread of age and experience and the different departments. We don't discriminate. We don't have a long history, a Fools tradition with Dirty Bay. Everyone's welcome. All of our trainings and up to this point have been free. I know that doesn't do well in terms of growing your membership and selling a lot of merchandise, but we have big plans in the future to slowly change some of those things. Our membership sits at about 50 right now, and we've just never pushed membership, and we've never pushed merchandise and things like that. But we got, again,
you push mission. But
we push free training to better and perfect the craft because, yes, the mission comes first, the mission overall, without a doubt. And I think that has led. What's that?
I said the rest will come. You keep the mission going forward, the rest of it will come.
Yeah, we are stoked every quarter to see a room packed full of people, packed full of 50 plus. We're not going to take that for granted. So we're going to try to give the people what they want, and again, stand up the local talent and just move the ball 5 yards down the field. The guys before us did a killer job, and we're just going to try to hold the line, move the ball 5 yards down the field for the next group to pick it up.
I love it. Texas and football analogies. I love it. Oh man, guys, I got nothing but good stuff, man. This is all
Appreciate
great. I really hope that this helps you get noticed by some other people in the area. If there's people listening around that hadn't joined the Fools chapter yet, and you're close to these guys, go check them out. Go to one of their free trainings. You can have a burger and a beer and learn something and maybe meet some really great guys. And you never know, you might end up getting this cool patch I'm looking at right now.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah. All the merch is coming. So, yeah, go to the Facebook page, dirtybayfools.com, dirtybayfools@gmail.com. Send us any information you have or want or questions, and we'll be happy to answer.
All right, I'm gonna help you
Absolutely.
real quick, Marshall, because I'm staring at it, and everybody's just most people are listening because most of the time Spotify they're going back and forth to work and they're listening to us. So it's dirty.bay.fools@gmail. That way you
That's
don't
right.
you don't hit it the wrong way. But I didn't mean to correct you on the spot. I know people's listening, so I want people to be able
I'm
to
glad.
actually get in contact.
I'm glad you
with
did. Yeah, I'm glad you did.
For some reason, I'm actually fixing to copy it and paste it on something so I can get an address of where I can send you guys some stuff.
Great.
So everybody, Dirty Bay Fools, get up with them. They got some good stuff going on. Great group of guys. They're not worried about big numbers, but they're worried about big impact, and that's really what matters in the long run. So until next time, stay safe, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next group steps up to the chalkboard.